The experiment started innocently enough. The men were led into the chamber one by one, their hands cuffed behind their backs. They were told it would only last a few days, maybe a week at most. They were promised food, water, and basic amenities, but most importantly, they were promised sleep. Sleep was the most precious thing in their world, and it would be taken from them. At first, the subjects held up. They didn't seem to struggle much. They laughed nervously, joked about how they'd be able to endure whatever the Soviets threw at them. But then the silence came, and with it, the pressure of being awake, of being denied the one thing their bodies craved more than anything. Hours passed, then days, and still, there was no sleep. The scientists watched, recording every moment, every twitch, every sign of distress. First, the men would pace in the small room, their eyes darting nervously. But as the days wore on, their behavior began to change. They started talking to themselves, then to each other, and then to things that weren't there. It was the first sign that something had gone terribly wrong. By the fourth day, the men had begun to lose their sense of time. They stopped talking to each other. Instead, they would sit quietly in corners, muttering unintelligible words. Some of them began to shake uncontrollably, while others stood still for hours, staring at the walls. But the worst part, the part that still haunts me to this day, was the way their eyes changed. Their eyes were no longer human. They were wild, vacant, as if something inside them had snapped. They looked at the scientists with an unsettling, unblinking gaze, as if seeing right through them. Their pupils were dilated, like black holes, swallowing all the light around them. And then the scratching began. At first it was quiet, almost imperceptible, a faint sound like nails on the floor. But soon it grew louder. The men would scratch at the walls, the floor, their own skin, as if trying to claw their way out of something that wasn't there. The scientists watched in stunned silence, unsure of what to do. It wasn't just the men's minds that were deteriorating, it was their bodies too. By day 5, the first man collapsed. His body crumpled to the floor, unable to stand any longer. His face was twisted in agony, his hands clutched at his chest as if trying to hold on to something that wasn't there. His breathing was ragged, a desperate gasp for air. But the others didn't care. They were too far gone. The second man followed soon after. He simply stopped moving altogether, his body stiff and cold, as though rigor mortis had set in far too early.